That shit got me so hot, my nigga. So hot. Like, yo, I do not play when it comes to my child. Don't play with me. But it's like, it's a whack feeling when your kid don't not even trying to you and try to call somebody else mommy. Watch. I'm not even gonna touch y'all because everybody wanna be suing people. I'ma spit at y'all motherfucker like this. Like that. The fuck? Don't play when it comes to my kid.
The girls are at it again, and this time is nastier than ever. Cardi B just made one of the boldest, most explosive moves in her ongoing war with Nicki Minaj, and the internet is in chaos. Their feud has been simmering for years, but this recent chapter, it's crossed the line nobody thought they'd ever touch. What started as shady subs has spiraled into something vile, with both rappers dragging each other's kids into the fire like it's a rap battlefield with no rules. It all started when Cardi's album Am I the Drama dropped. And baby, yes, she is. Nicki's fans immediately clocked what they believed were subliminal shots aimed straight at their queen. Cardi was on live, hyping her release, and she didn't hold back. Y'all don't even want me to drop that album because y'all gonna be crying? Crying cause I'ma outsell. I'ma have hits. I'ma be on top. That's a fact. She didn't say Nicki's name, but everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. The tension was building in real time. Cardi's album ended up selling a solid 200,000 units in its first week. A major win. But Nicki's Pink Friday 2 had done slightly better, around 227,000. And Nicki wasted no time making sure everyone remembered. She began retweeting multiple posts celebrating her numbers, like, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 228,000 remains the biggest first week for a female rap album this decade.
And there is an album. So you talking about no album with it? What? Y'all don't even want me to drop that album because y'all gonna be crying. Because I'm gonna outsell. I'm gonna have hits. I'm gonna be on top. That's a fact. Y'all better you don't y'all never watch the Freddie Odd Parents when they say you gotta be careful what you wish for because what you be wishing for is not what you're gonna want.
And the largest vinyl sales week for a female rap album since 1991. And Pink Friday 2 by the Queen Nicki Minaj still remains the biggest debut for a female rap album on Spotify. The timing was icy. Instead of joining in congratulating Cardi, Nicki was busy amplifying her own stats, and fans read that as pure shade. The back and forth got uglier fast, but nobody expected the twist that followed. What was once just competitive trolling took a dark turn when Cardi started hinting that Nicki's son Papa Bear was slow, feeding into whispers that had been floating online for years. Those whispers turned into full-blown speculation that he might be autistic. And then Cardi did something that sent shockwaves across social media. She allegedly claimed to have Papa Bear's medical records and threatened to leak them online. That's not just a diss. That's a full-scale scandal that put a child at the center of their war. In one move, Cardi went from lyrical jabs to something that could have real-world consequences. Nicki didn't stay quiet. She hopped on Twitter with a diss styled like the alphabet, clearly mocking Cardi's album theme. Bernie dangerous. A, B, C, D, E, E, F, G falling off the charts with a big belly. Running trains barefoot, still smelly.
Who said anybody?
Still, you could not outsell me. A, B, C, D, E, E, F, G. Surgery to look like me. Tell the Red and tell Jay-Z. Rico fraud and perjury. A, B, C, D, E, E, F, G. Lightner said that her mom was shying. The alphabet bit was a direct dig, and Cardi instantly caught it. She clapped back, saying, "What Cardi B say her #1 album? Oh yeah, must got on notifications and alerts, cause everything I do a hatin' BC at first." She followed that with more shots. Coca-Cola Barbie, the power I have. Make these beats come out of rehab every time. Go to your effing room. Nothing more annoying than a bore beat. You must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet. Nicki hit back even harder, taking aim at Cardi's personal life. She tweeted about Cardi being pregnant again, making jabs like, "Brodging pregnant with the 4th babe. Barry BBB HPV allegedly." That set Cardi off completely. She fired back. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Your man has to snatch P. Pee tastes like honeycomb. Your bro be touching 12-year-old. Then she went for the jugular. All right, now this is the third tweet talking about my pregnancy like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all them peas scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly or protect my babies. Nicki tried to pivot mid-fight, tweeting, "Also, let me say this. Though I have never had fertility issues, it's not something to be used as a drag. And until you know the women who are actually living that pain, blaming themselves, we could only imagine and pray for them. Love them, uplift them, not use these women as a punchline." But the damage was done. The tone was already toxic. Then came the part that made everyone's jaws drop. Nicki tweeted, "Barney B and culture vulture." Some thought she was calling Cardi a culture vulture, but then she clarified by tweeting, "Culture vulture, you ugly too." That was a direct shot at Cardi's daughter, Culture. She didn't stop there. She escalated. Album flopped, bitch flopped, never wanna fight, outrank you and your own gang, shut the F up, come fight. Sympathy Baby couldn't pull 228,000. Abort mission. And it got even worse. Culture, you a roach and a monkey like your sister. Coke B, please don't sniff Coca-Cola with baby. Then, number 4 and 5. Culture a vulture and her mama a crow. So stupid to not see once Wendy ate that crow. That's when social media exploded. Fans, celebs, and commentators all jumped in. Some calling it the lowest point in their feud, others egging it on. A fight that once revolved around rap supremacy and egos had now devolved into dragging children and alleged medical records into the mix. What was once shade became full-on character assassination. This feud has always been fiery, but this moment, it lit the entire internet ablaze. Two of the biggest female rappers of their generation, tearing each other apart in public. And now the kids are in the crossfire. Nobody's sure where this goes from here. But one thing's for sure, the line between rap beef and real-life cruelty has officially been crossed. Once Nicki threw that line, what happened? They played you to do that hex to yourself, you flop heavy tongue. It was like a switch flipped in Cardi. Gloves off. No more playful subs, no more sneaky shade. Cardi went nuclear. She dragged Nicki's son, Papa Bear, straight into the center of the crossfire, unleashing a tirade so vicious it left the entire internet stunned. She wrote, "B, you wish you could call my daughter ugly. Culture is beautiful, and you know that your hate's so deep and dark and nasty because your son nonverbal because you effed him up with them drugs. So you jealous of everybody kids and their happiness. Papa Bear, I'm sorry you can't speak and banging spoons because your mom couldn't put the drugs down. I'm sorry your mom even paying attention to you on your birthday because she's such an obsessed and dark-spirited hating hoe. I'm so sorry." The banging spoons line was a direct reference to a circulating video clip of Papa Bear doing exactly that. Banging spoons together in the background of a family moment. That one sentence cracked open an already toxic situation, dragging a 5-year-old child into the muddiest corners of adult beef. Cardi wasn't done. She went even further. "You said F coach what? F that slow son that came out your pee. You was wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant. And look at your comma. Look what your rotten pee produced. Now he a 5-year-old tippy-toeing around the house and can't spell his name." It was vile, personal, and cruel. But Nicki didn't back down either. She responded with her own horrifying tweet. "Dear Culture Vulture, your mom is pregnant with another monkey to add to her litter. The gag is that she was jealous of a little baby boy simply because his hair was smaller than all 4 of you bald monkeys put together." That message lit a fresh fire under Cardi. She clapped back with fury. "I said it back in 2018 and nobody believed me. But you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant. You've been jealous of my child. I had never mentioned to talk about your effing kid. It's one thing to be jealous of me, but to be jealous of my kids is insane. You're jealous of my kids because they beautiful and smart. And that's why God punished you with having a slow kid. You hate your child because you wish you could brag on him and his milestones. But the only thing you can brag on, his hair, you dummy. I'm letting you know again, stop playing with my kid. You just mad cause your son's favorite color is 5. Get the F on, you crackhead." Nicki fired back again. Barney B said she wishes she was dead even after beginning her letter of monkeys. Yikes, Vulture is bad for y'all. And she didn't stop there. She doubled down on the personal attacks. Man raw and got pregnant with another monkey. You said, oh, well, he all our baby daddies now. Your husband said he never liked you. Hubby told you pee years ago. How ugly, you always look swollen and busted in the face from surgery. So guess what? So take my money. Yes, sir, money now, Sally. At this point, Cardi snapped. The gloves weren't just off, they were shredded. She dove head first into Nicki's alleged private medical history. Quiet as kept is you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, and you also want heavy perks, Xanax, and you don't listen to nobody around you. The only person that have the power is Kenneth Daddy. But you know what happens with that mix when you sedated y'all? It was a nasty read, the kind that shifts the tone of a feud entirely. And to make it worse, there had already been long-running whispers about Kenneth Petty allegedly encouraging Nicki's substance use to keep her easier to control. Blogger Kim Barbie was among the first to throw gasoline on that rumor, saying, you want to holler that people judge a disgusting husband because they're not used to being loved, but you know who is used to being loved exactly like you? Wendy Williams. He implied Kenneth was playing a Wendy's ex type of game, staying close to the bag while allegedly letting Nicki spiral. Cardi leaned into that narrative hard. She wasn't just attacking Nicki's parenting or artistry anymore. She was framing Nicki as a drugged out, manipulated woman with a messy home life and a child who, according to Cardi, she had receipts on. And let me tell you something, Cardi wrote. Let this be the last time you mention my kids before I spilled the tea on yours while you talking about ABCS. You gonna leave me the F alone today. Ho, I'm sick of you, B. Now, it's important to say this clearly. While there have been fan rumors about Papa Bear being autistic, there's no proof of that. Papa Bear is 5 years old, and not much footage of him has ever been shared publicly. For all anyone knows, he could be talking up a storm at home. But Cardi's claims, and the way fans weaponized that banging spoons video, poured gasoline on the speculation, with many using it as some kind of gotcha moment against Nicki. That's where the situation crossed from scandalous to sickening. Autism is not a punchline. It's not gossip fodder. And watching two grown women, two of the biggest stars in hip-hop, weaponize children's development and alleged medical information for the sake of a Twitter war, it's beyond vile. People were disgusted. The whole mess evoked flashbacks to the Lil' Kim versus Foxy Brown feud back in the day, a beef that literally ended in gunfire. But in some ways, this is worse. Because every time we think Cardi and Nicki can't get any lower, they prove us wrong. What started as petty shade about album sales has now devolved into threats to leak medical records, public slurs against children, and personal mental health accusations flying like grenades. HIPAA violations, privacy, decency, all gone. This isn't just rap beef anymore. This is two women digging to see who can find the ugliest, most personal thing to hurl at the other. No boundaries, no shame. And judging by how far it's already gone, it's hard to imagine either of them backing down anytime soon. The question now isn't who won the beef, it's how much darker can this get? Because the way this feud is escalating, we might not have seen the worst yet.